Accelerating climate action, a challenge and an opportunity for the European Union. Close cross-border cooperation is a key success factor in the realization of the Paris Agreement in Europe. The German Federal Environment Ministry's European Climate Initiative, EUKI, funds projects aimed at promoting closer European cooperation in climate action. The initiative is working towards several goals. It encourages cooperation between governments, municipalities, civil society and businesses in enhancing climate action. It promotes dialogue, capacity building and the spread of good practices in greenhouse gas mitigation. And it builds bridges to EU funding programs for the development of new climate projects. Energy generation, buildings, mobility, climate policy, agriculture, soils and forestry, but also promoting awareness, climate-aligned finance and the transition to a sustainable economy. EUKI is active in a wide field of sectors. In the Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Germany, Greece and Hungary, the participants of the Young Energy Europe project are developing strategies to encourage young people to become energy scouts and to work towards a low-emission industry.
V rámci kurzu zpracovávají účastníci projekt na úsporu energie ve své firmě a pomohou tak snížit náklady na spotřebu energie a tím i dopady na životní prostředí.
We got a good opportunity to attend the Young Energy Europe course because it's always good to meet new people in our age. We can get their ideas how to spare the energy. So we decided to switch the type of lights to the LED lights, which are less energy consuming, and we can reduce the energy consumption for lighting 8 times.
In Greece, Poland, Germany and Bulgaria, municipalities and organizations are working together on one challenge that several EU member states have to face: the coal phase-out. An essential step in order to develop a greenhouse gas neutral economy. But how can we transform the economy in a fair way in regions that are currently dependent on coal extraction?
In order to look at what the regions could do, you have to look at the potential. So they're very different according to the regions. So we tried to gather everybody relevant at the same table. And then you also have to look at how others have done it. So we were last winter in the Ruhr area in Germany with mayors from Bulgaria, mayors from Greece, and we showed them how the transition was made there so that everybody in their country can take the lessons learned which are relevant for them.
Mobility is also a key challenge for Europe. That is why the initiators of the Sub.Urban project develop new concepts for cities. Acting on the national and on the local scale, they aim at making cycling the central element for rethinking urban planning, like in Tartu, Estonia.
Loomulikult tehti planeerimist varasemalt teistmoodi, lähtudest eelkõige siis autode huvidest. Aga tänapäeval on see teistmoodi, sest inimesed soovivad liikuda vabalt ja saada ka jala ja jalgrattaga igale poole ligi. Siis oleme teinud viimastel aastatel palju tööd ja kahekordistanud oma jalgrattavõrgustikku.
Since 2017, EUKI has promoted more than 60 projects. Over 140 organizations from 24 EU member states are already part of our EUKI community, helping to ensure that global warming is limited to well below 2 degrees Celsius. So, do you want to become part of EUKI too? Join our initiative for climate action and participate in the EUKI tender procedures or in our next EU-wide call for project ideas.